Once, in a quiet school on a quiet morning, there was a girl named Mia. Mia wasn't loud. She wasn't the kind of student teachers called on first. She walked into class the way someone enters a room they're not sure they belong in. Her backpack felt heavier than it should have, not because of books, because of thoughts that wouldn't stay still. She paused at the doorway, eyes scanning the room. Rows of desks filled quickly, laughter here, chairs scraping there. Mia took a slow breath. Her mind kept moving. Where should I sit? Will they notice me? What if I sit in the wrong place? She didn't want attention, but she didn't want to disappear either. Every step forward felt like stepping onto a stage she never asked to stand on. So she stopped. At the back of the room, near the wall, there was an old chair. Slightly worn, a little uneven, easy to miss. Most people walked past it without a glance. Mia looked at it for a second longer than she meant to. Something about it felt quieter, safer. While the room kept moving, Mia stood still, caught between wanting to be seen and wanting to feel okay just being there. And in that small pause, her restless thoughts finally slowed. Mia walked toward the back of the room. Each step felt careful, like she didn't want the floor to notice her. She pulled the old chair out slowly. It made a soft sound. No one turned around. She sat down. The chair wobbled just a little, then settled, as if it had been waiting for her weight. From the back of the room, everything looked different. The teacher's voice sounded farther away. The whiteboard felt less demanding. The noise softened into a distant hum. Mia placed her backpack at her feet and rested her hands on her knees. She didn't speak. She didn't look around. She just tried to breathe. Around her, the class kept moving. Students whispered. Someone laughed too loudly. A chair scraped near the front row. But no one noticed Mia, and for a moment, that felt like relief. Days passed. Mia kept choosing the same seat. Always the back. Always the old chair. Other students never chose it. They walked past day after day, without thinking twice. The chair stayed where it was. Quiet, slightly uneven, easy to ignore. Sometimes Mia wondered if she was becoming the same way. She listened more than she spoke. She answered questions only when asked. When the bell rang, she packed up quickly and left. No one was unkind, but no one really saw her either. At home, her mind kept running, replaying small moments, things she almost said, things she wished she'd done differently. At school, she tried to make herself smaller, hoping that if she took up less space, she might feel less afraid of it. From the back of the room, she watched others raise their hands, lean forward, take up space without thinking about it. Mia stayed still. She didn't hate the attention they got. She just didn't know how to live inside it. So she sat in the old chair, at the end of the room, telling herself that this was fine, that being quiet was easier, that staying unnoticed was safer. But somewhere deep inside, a question kept returning, soft, persistent, and unresolved. What if I'm sitting back here? Because I don't believe I deserve more. One morning, the classroom filled faster than usual. Voices overlapped, backpacks dropped, chairs were taken almost instantly. Mia arrived a little later than normal. She stopped at the doorway, eyes moving across the room. Every seat near the front already filled. For a brief second, her chest tightened. Then she saw it. The old chair. Still at the back. Still slightly uneven. Still waiting. She walked toward it, the familiar path easing her steps. As she pulled it out, someone behind her paused. A new student stood there, taller, unsure, gripping his backpack the same way she used to. He looked around the room, searching. Every empty seat was gone. His eyes landed on the chair Mia was about to take. Mia hesitated. For once, she didn't sit down right away. She looked at him. Really looked. His shoulders were tight, his breath shallow. That same restless feeling lived in his eyes. Mia stepped aside. "It's okay," she said softly. "You can sit here." The boy blinked, surprised, then nodded, almost relieved. He sat down carefully.
That's correct, Mia.
The chair
Well done.
wobbled,
Class,
then
let's
steadied.
turn to the next topic.
Mia took the seat next to him. From where they sat, the room felt quieter, less demanding. The boy exhaled, a slow breath he'd been holding in all morning. "Thanks," he whispered. Mia nodded. In that moment, she understood something she hadn't before.
Did you hear about
The chair at the
test?
back
Oh my
wasn't a
God,
place
yes,
for
it's gonna
people
be
who
so
didn't
hard.
belong.
I
It was a
don't see
place
any
for
seats
people who
left.
needed space to settle,
Oh no.
to breathe, to
I'm
feel
running
safe
low.
enough to stay.
Every seat is taken.
And
What am
without
I
trying
gonna
to be
do?
brave, without trying to stand out,
I
Mia
saw
realized
something.
her quiet wasn't emptiness. It was room. The bell rang. Chairs moved. Books closed. The room slowly emptied. The old chair stayed where it was. So did Mia. She looked at it for a moment longer than usual. It wasn't perfect. One leg still leaned slightly to the side. It would never be the seat people rushed to claim, but she understood now. Not everything is meant to be chosen by everyone. Some places exist for the few who arrive quietly, with racing thoughts, and hearts that need time to settle. Mia stood up, slid the chair back in, and smiled. Just a little. She didn't need to sit in the front to matter. She didn't need to be loud to be real. There was value in being the place where someone could finally exhale. Maybe that's true for people too. Not all strengths shine under bright lights. Some of them wait patiently at the edge of the room, steady, unnoticed, ready when they're needed most. So if you've ever felt drawn to the back, to the quiet, to spaces others overlook, it doesn't mean you're less. It might mean you are exactly what someone else needs to feel okay staying. And sometimes, that's more than enough.